Many years ago, I went to a place called Premier Hotel in Ibadan. When I went there, it was night and I didn't even have the money to pay for any place for accommodation. And I'm telling you, I said, God, what is this? I entered the place, looked around, you know, wonderful place, and I was seeing people and I could not pay for the place. I could not even pay for any place. Looking around, I was just hanging around. I couldn't hang out inside, so I was outside. And then eventually I made up my mind. I said, I can't stay like this till morning. There was a church somewhere. I trekked and I found a church that was doing night vigil. I joined them to do that vigil so that I don't waste. There's no need wasting time, I tell you this. And then a few years later, I would go to preach within that region. And right from, I think it was from the airport or so, I can't remember the whole story now, I saw people greeting me, protocol people with cars, and they were leading me to my place of stay. Guess where they took me? When I saw myself climbing that hill, tears filled my eyes. And I said, oh God, only a fool says there is no God. When they dropped me there, they took me to their highest suite, and I was there. I usually travel with my people, and they were outside, they were swimming. There was a program in the evening, you know, but these guys were swimming, playing table tennis, and I was watching them from that place. I said, it's not your fault, my dear people. They were happy, enjoying themselves by the pool, and I was watching. I said, oh dear. But what if because of what happened at that moment, I said, you know what, this ministry will just fold it. That's all. Do you know how many people are cheering you in the spirit and saying, for our sake, don't give up, we have been waiting for you? Do you know how many unborn children who are saying, doctor, you will be the consultant who will deliver me, or in case it's CS, make sure you keep giving your best? Do you know how many people who are saying, businessman, it is your scholarship that is going to raise me to have an encounter? Don't give up. There are nameless faces in the spirit joining the angels to say, you have come too far. You have come too far. Apostle, you don't know how many times I've failed. Do not worry. There is something called failing forward. Look up. If you enter a plane and the plane is moving and you go back to the back seat, are you going backward? Is the plane moving forward? Even though inside the plane you are moving back, overall, are you going backward? That's what we call failing forward. There is failure as an event. There is failure as a person. I'm speaking here tonight to a man of God who went for a crusade, saying God called you, and you went there, nobody was healed, only one person was saved. The people said, don't ever tell us God called you again, and you return back wondering. Or a prophet who prophesied 10 cases, you got 0. You didn't, everything you saw was wrong, and you are wondering, Lord, did you really call me? What of a businessman who 5 businesses, you lost money, you failed completely? I bring you words of comfort. In this kingdom, there is something called the season of preparation and the season of appearing. During your season of preparation, you discover God, you discover you discover that rod that you will be using to do mighty things for the kingdom. Can I tell you this? No matter how many times you fall, don't throw that rod. That is the rod that you will part the Red Sea with. Make sure by the time you get to the Red Sea, you don't get there alone. Get there with your rod. Your rod can be your voice, your rod can be your hands, your rod can be your brain, your rod can be your character, everything that can help you. Today we thank God for the privilege of this rod he has so trained us to hold. It was once the rod of Moses, but when he handed it over to God, it became the rod of God. Never called the rod of Moses again. It is called the voice of you. But when you hand it over to God, it's now called the voice of God. It will now sing songs that will go around the world. It will now preach messages that will go around the world. Be careful when you laugh at people who are in their seasons of training. You may be laughing at your destiny helper and bury your head in shame forever. There are people who laughed at young people thinking they will never rise. There are people who laughed at business people. Can I tell you this? Sometimes God allows people to witness your failure so that they will be the defenders of your greatness. They will say, no, I saw this man of God. I knew when he held a crusade that nobody was there. I saw this business person. My mother even gave him 20 naira. Don't be ashamed of your season of tears. The scar on your hand today, you've heard me say it, what you are ashamed of today will become your symbol of honor tomorrow. Are you ready to pray?